This is Shaun Sport in podcast form.
It is the bye weekend for the Fremantle Dockers, coming off the back of taking care of the Gold Coast Suns away up on the GC. Jordan Clark, how are you, mate?
Hey.
I'm good.
Coming off the back of a best on ground, Natalie.
Yeah, ripping game. Well done.
Thank you. No, all the boys were good.
No, you were better. You were the best, though.
Oh.
They were all good, but you were the best.
Reportedly, you're the best.
Oh, no.
9 votes
Into it too much.
from the coach or whoever plays.
Yeah,
those
heaps
votes
of
from the
intercepts,
coaches.
tackles, rebound 50s. It's all happening for the great man.
Just running all over the place in the wet.
I suppose one good game out of 12 this year is not bad, is it? Good return.
Did you have a favourite moment from the game that you were particularly happy about?
Final siren when we were in front. That was pretty good, I think.
Oh, well, the final chase down from Shea and then a consequence goal by Jai was amazing.
Yep.
And it puts it all to bed.
No, it does. At that point, well, Dogger's kick out into the middle of the ground had me on the edge of my seat for a little bit, but yeah, thankfully Shea was able to mop that up.
He's in good form too, isn't he? He's playing all right.
Yeah, let's just say that wasn't part of our game plan. Hoik the ball 40 metres into the middle of the ground.
But when it comes off, it's really good. You had to play in some really wet weather. How was that?
No, it was actually all right. It's weird on the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
So we went out for a warm-up. It was belting down.
Yeah.
We come back out. The sun's out, shining. It's dry. So the first half was pretty much dry weather football.
Yeah.
Then the second half got really, really wet.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of the wet usually, so
That's why you left Geelong, right?
that was more cold. But no, it was actually kind of a beautiful day, just raining a lot, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Where do you stay on the GC?
Like right on the beach.
Do you?
Yep.
Broadbeach.
Yeah, Burleigh, somewhere there. I'm not sure.
Oh, Billy.
I actually got no
There's
idea.
a lot of beach.
He gets, Shaun, you remember what it's like. Remember, everybody does everything for you. You get on the bus and then you get off the bus and you go to your room and then you get back on the bus again. Somebody carries your bags for you, remember?
Yeah, pretty much it. That's exactly how I roll at the moment.
Yeah, that's why it all went horribly wrong for you when you left your bag in a Singapore lobby.
Oh, that's a story. Clarkie, did you get on the sauce afterwards or what? Because you've got the weekend off. What happened? Did you
So
celebrate?
you're allowed to have a beer?
Yeah,
A couple of days?
allowed to have a beer. Yeah, we had a few days off. The best of change room beers after a good win, so that was nice. Sitting around with the coaches and a few of the boys and having a few cold Great Northerns, which was beautiful. Then I came home, and I'm hugging out with a few of my friends and that over the last few days. And weather hasn't been fantastic, so it's a bit of a sour one. But
Yeah, so a few of the boys would have gone away. Obviously, they seize that opportunity to have a few days off and head up north or down south or whatever.
Yep.
But you've stuck around?
Yeah, I just stuck around. I'll probably go down to Page's Farm this weekend or something like that. But I actually don't know. I haven't run that past her yet either, so just throwing it out there.
Just being spontaneous.
So Nat was saying, and there's a few guys down in Dunsborough at Bunker Bay. Looks like there's a couple of couples like holidays going on at the moment. You're sticking away from that.
You don't get invited? Is that what's happening?
You're right. There is a few little couples retreats going on. Yeah. Gee, it might be a bit happening at the club back in the year. I don't know.
Keys in the bowl, you reckon?
Yeah. I'm not sort of. We floated the idea of going down south, but yeah, like the weather, the forecast turned me away. It's not really much fun going out to a winery if it's just
when there's a tornado. There was a tornado down there yesterday.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Made a great decision.
Exactly.
Where's Page's farm?
Dumbleyung.
Oh, of course. We've spoken that before, yeah.
So, it'd be nice to get out there and
Fang around on a quad bike.
Yeah, just watch everyone else do the hard work. I don't like your hands dirty.
Yeah, you don't want to.
Do you get the heart pumping whilst you're on on a break for a few days? Just try to keep the body moving?
Is that what you're asking?
Oh, yeah. Because you know when you go out you haven't done something for a while, and then you go out and you go, oh my God, you have a heart attack just running a lap.
Yeah. No, I did go for a run yesterday. I went into the club and I had a run with Jager.
On the treadmill?
No, just around the oval. Yeah.
What, just one lap and then home, or
no, two laps.
2 laps.
Yeah. No, I did it. No, it wasn't much of a session, so it's just bit of a blood pumper, get the heart going, and see how you feel. Report back to the staff and say if you've got any little niggles or anything. But
any awareness anywhere. Yeah.
So all clear on my end. I'm all good.
Shawnee, what would you do when you had a bye? You'd probably take it easy as well. Go
Did
for a
they
run.
have buys back then? Were you in the pre-buy era?
Oh no, it was a combination. There was at one stage there was a buy, but then no, we just played through.
But you'd be getting
like
on it
a
anyway,
hero.
it was buy or not.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, when we first started, there was no rules. So as soon as I played my first game against the Bulldogs, and then we jumped on the plane, and I was so emotional that I played a game of AFL footy. I couldn't even believe it. You know, all my mates from Willerton have been watching me on TV. This is a big deal.
And you're what, 18, 19?
Yeah, turned 19 then. So as soon as we sat in on my seat, I just boom, hit the button.
Oh.
What cans have you got on board?
I'll take all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just kept going.
No rules is not good for Shaun.
No. He needs set
Times
boundaries.
have changed. Times have changed.
He has no self-discipline, Jordan, not like you.
Oh, no, I wouldn't put me in that sort of basket either.
Times have changed. But it's good to have that weekend off. The issue is, though, coming
Sean's
back from-
worried. He is worried.
I am
He's
generally
expressed
worried.
a bit of concern.
I'm generally worried.
Yep.
And you know why?
I know why. Yeah.
The bike curse, essentially, yeah?
Iron sharpen iron.
It's all right. Apparently we didn't travel well and no good in the wet either, so we've ticked those boxes the last couple of weeks. But no, we don't really read too much into that. I think we're going to tweak a few things, structure the week up a little bit differently. But honestly, I don't even worry about our record after the bye or whatever. I think the group's in a great spot at the moment. So, I feel like we're in a really good spot.
Is it hard living a life where there's a lot of noise around you in all senses? I know you've spoken about this before, but you try to keep that out. But in a group of 40-odd people, it does have an impact sometimes. How do you all stick together in that sense?
It's a good question. People do. Obviously, it does get in at some stage. And there is always talk around.
Yeah.
And, there's always someone writing a story, whether 3 weeks ago we hadn't won a game, but now everyone's worried about the bye and everything else. So there's always, a story floating around.
You have another win and people will be booking their grand final tickets. So,
exactly.
It swings.
There you go.
It's a roller coaster, isn't it?
It's a great example of how it swings within week to week. But, I think, we've got a pretty mature group, to be fair. And JL actually leads that as well. He's sort of very simple with the focuses we set out for each other throughout the week. And before you know it, we'll be already talking about North Melbourne and focusing on them. So it'll be good.
I'm not sure how the ticket situation goes with North Melbourne. Does everyone... Because if you've got a Fremantle membership, it's an away game, right? It's an away game?
No,
it's a home game.
It's a home game.
And
This Eagles game is actually is a North Melbourne home game. Yeah.
Yep.
So the Dockers one is a...
Well, hopefully a lot of people get along to see a fourth victory in a row, and you take it to a second best on ground in a row.
Well, that would be nice, but hopefully we just win, keep winning. It's nice when we win.
It's all about you.
So humble.
We don't really talk about your podcast very often. So you do a podcast with Em O'Driscoll.
Yep.
What's it called?
Better Down Back.
Yep.
Better Down Back. Now, what can people look forward to this week?
Probably Em just chatting flat out like usual. No, I don't know who we even got this week. We got it tomorrow morning, and I'm supposed to have sorted that out, and I haven't done it yet. So
It's a very
I better
professional
fling off some
outfit.
texts after this.
Haven't you done what? Did you do? It was an offshoot version of Murphy Reid and Vossi on.
Yeah.
What's that one?
I can't remember. I don't know what you're talking about.
You're really promoting it well, Jordan.
Yeah,
Well done.
no. Well, we tried to get Murphy Reid last week, but we told no, you're not allowed to get him yet. So I don't know who it'll be tomorrow. Maybe Hugh Davies.
I'm having a look at the podcast now.
Isn't there a thing with Murphy Reid, a picture with Jordan?
There was
Can't
some.
see it. It's described as the Jordan Clark, Em O'Driscoll, the combo you didn't know you needed till now. And there's the people segment where we answer your questions. AFL legend Jeff the Wiz Farmer, he was on recently.
Wiz was on.
Clarky
man.
and Dicko go
Yeah.
one-on-one. Huge yap session.
Yeah. Well, I actually didn't know that there could be anyone out there better talking than Emma. And the Wiz gave her a real good
Is
run
that
for her money.
right?
Oh, yeah. He can talk.
Oh, mate, he's
So it's a great
unbelievable.
episode.
Kid from Tambalup.
Yeah, good talent.
All right,
My
mate.
mum's from Tambalup. Clarky, thank you.
Yeah, enjoy the rest
Thank
of
you,
your days
Dave.
mate, before you get
Yeah.
stuck into it.
Yeah, back in tomorrow. So
Yeah,
thanks, guys.
so you're on it today then for the rest of today. That's why you're up early.
Yeah, straight to the pub. No.
Good idea.
All right. See you guys.
Sean Sport in podcast form.
Time to catch up the Big Pav very shortly, actually. We'll be speaking about the AFL in particular with a great man. Pav, how are you this morning?
I'm pretty well, thank you, Shaun. How are you guys?
Yeah, we've got the first
Yes.
bit of winter that's actually hit us on the
know.
way in here. The rain was happening. There was puddles all over the road. We're all
Hail.
nervous.
I was trying to leave the house and it was hailing this morning, Pav. The hardship,
I know.
you know.
Well, I think I must have been asleep when that happened. So I remember it hearing it at about whatever time. What time do you wake up? About 4 a.m. or something
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing it up.
It was very loud. It woke me up. But I
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for your suffering.
Hope you're all right. Rolled over back to sleep.
But it was loud. I mean, I guess it's supposed to be winter because it is winter. After all.
Yes.
I mean, you raise a valid point.
But yeah, it's a bit chilly and wet out there, and it makes for some interesting games of footy on the weekend. I wonder how the Bunbury Hands Oval is going to hold up, Shawnee, with all this rain.
Yeah, absolutely, Pav. They've done a lot of work to it, so I hope there'd be the drainage would be okay. I think they might have had the weekend off footy there just to make sure that they were prepared for this weekend. I'm looking forward to that, and no doubt you'll be calling the game.
No, I've got a weekend off this weekend, which is fantastic. Yeah, I think it is. I mean, the facilities down there are fantastic, and they have poured a lot of money into it. We were down there in the pre-season, and the conditions or the ground was pristine. Like it's as good as any ground that you'll likely see. Just whether or not there has been a bit of traffic on there, and I'm sure. But I think it's sold out in minutes. I think the game down there, so it's going to be fantastic for the Southwest. It'll fuel some of the talk and some of the interest in whether or not there could ever be a third WA team down there in the Southwest.
Yep.
I'm not sure what they'd be called. The Bunbury Bandits, the Bunbury Sharks, the Bunbury. What are we rolling with down there?
Well, they've got dolphins there. Bunbury
Sharks
Dolphins.
isn't bad. Sharks isn't a bad one. Dolphins, does that work?
Yeah.
The Bunbury
Southwest.
Farmers Markets.
But Pav, because you can fly straight into Busselton, as everyone knows from Melbourne in particular, and it's just a straight route there, and it's just a hop, skip, and a jump up the road. It's really good going.
Yeah, I know. Adam Simpson, obviously, given the North Melbourne connection, has a busy week ahead of helping promote the game, both with the AFL and he's linked to both AFL clubs, West Coast and the Kangaroos, of course. So I think there's going to be quite a bit of sort of lunches and activities leading in. I think it's fantastic that we are able to do that.
What a rort, Shaun.
I know,
How do you get on that meal ticket?
He'll have all his buddies. Lee Cole will be over here. All the rest of them, they'll be here.
I think they've got a big 2 weeks, given that North are staying here and then playing Freo at Optus the following week. So yeah, it'll be a bit of fun for the old boys, I'm sure.
Hey Pav, want to get into the umpires who have elected to a bit of a shot across the bow to the AFL, saying we're going to look at legal action because of the way you hung us out to dry with the Lockie Schultz concussion. You had a bit to say on 9 News last night.
I did, yeah. Look, I mean, it's a tricky one as commentators because you're asked to give an opinion and be strong in your opinions, but at the same time, there's a code of ethics and also you have to be measured to a certain extent. So yeah, it sounds as though the umpires are considering their options legally against 3 former players and commentators, Kane Corns, Daisy Thomas, and Luke Hodge after they were heavily criticising them after that Lockie Schultz incident. It sort of came at the time where the AFL initially came out and said, hey, you've done the wrong thing. And then they learned a bit more information, the AFL, and they backtracked. So, look, they might have a stance on that. They might have a position. I don't know. Do you have a thought, Shawnee, on where the line is for commentators and whether or not... because it does set a precedent. If this goes to court and they do actually... whether it's defamation or something along those lines, it could set a dangerous precedent for people.
No, well, that's what they're paid to do. They're giving an opinion. It's an opinion-based business everybody's talked about. You don't want them to be too slanderous, but...
Yeah, that's the problem.
I don't know.
They're starting to push the line, and I think this is obviously just a warning shot saying, hey... And I get it. There's more of these panel shows than ever before, and everybody. I mean, Kane Corns is famous for his hot takes or whatever. There's more of these than ever. They're saying there is a line. You cannot just say what you want for the sake of having a hot take. It has to be based in fact and truth.
I agree. Sorry, you go, Pat.
Okay, I was just going to say, I take it to junior footy, and there's umpire liaison officers and there's people everywhere, trying to do the right thing because we need good quality umpires in our game. So I think there is a fine line when you're criticising. You have to be strong in your opinion, but at the same time, as you said, this is probably a shot across the bow to ensure that, hey guys,
is this a pull your head in moment? Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
I got no doubt the umpires can get together with the umpire's boss and the AFL and go, hey, you go and have a word to them. Yeah. Channel 7 have got the broadcasting rights. They're putting this show across. We're not happy with it. Yeah. If they want to continue down this route, then we will take this further. And then that's all said and done, it's gone. And they can be moderated.
I don't think it's going to happen. This is definitely just a threat. This is a threat to encourage them to maybe dampen it down a little
Well,
bit.
there's been a lot happening with the AFL. I mean, obviously, we're talking about people commentating, like Kane Corns, who's
Yep.
now taken a bit
Some
of
stress
leave.
leave.
But
Yeah.
also Tom Harley, Pav, which is no surprise to anyone. Although the AFL yesterday was saying, there's been no announcement, made yet. But Tom Harley is going to be joining the AFL as the COO.
Well, yeah, the executive at the AFL's got a real shake-up, hasn't it, Shaun?
Yeah.
Laura Kane last week, her role had been split, which I think was the right thing for her and also I think the right thing for the AFL. It was a huge role, and no matter how experienced and or impressive you were, and Laura is both of those things, it needed to be shifted, that role, and sort of split. And so Greg Swan, the Brisbane Lions CEO, is now in that position, which I think the club's very, very happy with, a senior kind of footy head who's helping the AFL with some of the things that are required in there. And then, Tom Harley, that's right. Yesterday, everyone was saying, he's got the job as COO, which is effectively 2IC in charge of the AFL next to Andrew Dillon and, the most likely successor down the future if and when Andrew decides to move on. But then, how important is it right now to get Sydney right? On the basis that they're struggling. Dean Cox in his first year of coach, they're in a transition sort of period, and the competition needs a strong Sydney. So whether or not that's the right decision, it sounds like it's either he or the Bulldogs CEO, Amit Baines, will take that COO role. So, I mean, Simon Garlick has also been mentioned a couple of times in around that. I actually ran into him yesterday at the local IGA. I didn't pose him the question, but I said, well, is it chicken or ham? What are you buying there? He was just getting a couple of things.
Was he getting caviar? Because that'll tell you the answer.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't caviar. I think he was a bit lost. He didn't know what he was doing, Garlo. He was in the wrong aisle when I ran into him.
That's when your wife sends you down there.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, well, admittedly, I was doing the same. I wasn't sure where I was going, but I think now that Tom Harley, I mean, look, it's a big thing for the AFL getting some of those old footy heads into those positions, but it leaves a couple of the northern clubs, whether it is Tom going from Sydney and or Brisbane heading from, Greg Swan heading from Brisbane, a little vulnerable in terms of their transition.
Yeah, a bit exposed,
Absolutely. And just to wind things up, Pav, you've seen a video we sent through to you earlier on, and it's Brooklyn Anderson who won the 100-metre hurdles race at the Oregon State Track Championships. Now, we'll just play the audio and we'll have a quick discussion afterwards. This is Brooklyn.
And a spectacular finish for one Oregon track star. Look at this. The video shows Brooklyn Anderson clearing hurdles during a track and field championship in Eugene, blowing away the competition. The high school junior taking a clear lead when the last hurdle she clips and trips before somersaulting through the finish line, though. Thankfully, Brooklyn was okay and credits her quick thinking and her gymnastics background. She was also way in the lead. The move and her speed earning her first place.
Two somersaults over the line. You can check it out on our socials, everyone. Nova socials this morning. You'll be able to see that. What a spectacular finish. And then we're talking about improvising. Just to be able to flip over the line to get the victory.
Impressive, wasn't it?
Well, you have to improvise all the time on radio. You don't necessarily. Sometimes you have to improvise if the auto cue and various things don't work on TV as well. Yeah. So there's plenty of ad-libbing things that you have to do, Shawnee. But it actually reminded me to about 25 years ago when I passed out and collapsed. I had like little PSD moment in my very first training session. I wasn't sure if she was going to get up and get across the finish line.
People might have heard that story a fair few times, but Pav hit the skids. He was running down an elevator, as it turns out.
In a very manly way. He fainted.
I fainted.
Very manly.
Passed out.
Well, you got heat exhaustion, heat stroke, basically, didn't you?
Yeah, fortunately for Brooklyn, who, look, this is the most athletic performance I've ever seen after. Yeah, she falls over effectively and then just does two somersaults and crosses the finish line, gets the blue ribbon, and good on it. It was very, very impressive.
And worldwide fame.
Yeah, I know. I wonder if she's actually. I mean, she was leading by so far. You wonder if she actually is going to be a star into the future.
It does open it up, though, don't you reckon, Pav? Where you could you could combine athletics with gymnastics. So you could be running and just do then Simone Biles flip over the hurdles. Maybe you should backflip over the hurdles. I don't know. Thoughts?
I think that's a great idea. Hey, guys, my alarm's going off. I don't know why, but anyway, I'm going to have to go. Can you hear that?
Is it time to get it? Wow.
Oh, someone's breaking in. Hey, if you need help, just text us. We'll be over in a second.
Yeah. Sean, speaking of improvisation, can you come and sort out this alarm?
Yeah. Shaun would be who you turn to when you need help.
Well, he'll arrive with his Allen keys just to pick it up.
Pav knows me well.
Always great in a crisis. Thanks, Pav. Love your work.
Shaun Sport in podcast form.
Natalie, how many times have you been to Paris?
3.
What's the best part about France in particular? Is it Paris or is it the outliers?
Oh, it's all beautiful. Like, some people don't like Paris because the like the weight stuff and stuff can be a bit haughty, but I kind of like that.
Great word.
I love Paris because I just think the vibe is immaculate. It's just
Ross,
amazing.
Your thoughts on Paris? Been there?
No, I'd love to. So I did French in school, and I can do a couple of words, and you'd want to give it a try, right?
Maybe.
Yeah.
What was that?
Très bien.
Oui.
Well, a lot of people are a bit disappointed with France, and in particular the French Open that's taking place at the moment. And one of them is Arina Sabalenka, a world number one, who's really flat about the fact that the scheduling at Roland Garros means that the women haven't been on the centre court at night, which is the main time people are going to be watching.
That's your marquee kind of time slot. Yeah.
Since 2023, in fact, you've got a better stat, Nat.
Well, since 2021, there's only been 4 total. 4 women's matches.
Have the people over there, what, do they just prefer watching the men's tennis? Have they got their nose up about the women's tennis?
Well,
or they're just, because that's pretty poor. You want to, there's some fantastic matches that you could see, and this certainly doesn't happen in Australia.
No,
and I don't
or
think
anywhere
and
else.
definitely anywhere else.
And the tournament director is a woman. It's Amelie Mauresmo, champion tennis player. So, and she's come out and said,
fan.
"Oh no, but that's what she said. No, but her justification is that men's matches go for longer, therefore the ticket holders are getting more bang for their buck.
Oh, why
But
don't you
it's
have more? You schedule more games on there.
I know, but also like everywhere else manages to do it. So why is it that the French?
It's impossible
can't do
for them
it.
to do it.
C'est impossible.
It's impossible.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Oh, yeah, this is my
we
translator.
can,
Yeah.
Got any more? Yeah.
Okay. Can you give me Amelie Mauresmo
Mauresmo.
saying, I refuse to do it?
Je refuse.
I mean, we don't know any
Affair.
better. She said, "I refuse something."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Affair.
Yeah.
She refuses an affair.
To
An
do.
affair, yeah.
I refuse to do.
Affair. To an affair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they've got to lift their game over there, mate. And you know what? Not many people around the world watch the French Open. We all watch Wimbledon in particular because that's like the mecca of tennis, I would believe. The US Open gets a bit because, you know, there's a few celebrities getting around and all the rest of it. But even then, that's not a well, like throughout the tournament, Nat, the US Open, it's not jam-packed every game.
In the stands, you mean? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But in the Australian Open, that's when the crowds go absolutely ballistic. Everyone gets out there, supports their team, finds a nationality that they're linked to, and gets behind that player.
If you're ranking the 4 Grand Slams, the French is kind of fourth. It's distant fourth.
Well, if they want to have this kind of behaviour and attitude towards the women's tennis and this, it's not going to win them any more fans.
Or as we say en France, quatrième.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yes, merci beaucoup.
Yeah.
Well
Jam
said.
bon fromage. That's ham and cheese, everyone. I went to Euro Disney when I went to France.
Did you?
Caught the metro out, right out of town to go to that thing.
How was that? Who did you go there with? The family?
No.
so.
I went with my mate Hornet, and there was just 2 adult men getting around at Euro Disney, and it just seemed a little off.
You're not allowed back, are you?
No, absolutely not. Changing pace just for a second, I just want to mention the fact that Jamara Ugle-Hagan, I just had it in the news just before.
Yes.
So he's a star of the AFL and was looking to sign a massive contract with the Western Bulldogs, and that never went through. And then all of a sudden he had some mental health battles over the summer, and he decided that AFL wasn't for him at this point in time. It's taken probably 6 months for some friends and some people to get around him and get him to a wellbeing clinic.
Yep.
And he's just put up a post of him boxing and getting himself back fit and healthy, and hopefully mentally that will be the same. And he'll be looking at this stage to go and play interstate. So normally when people are looking for a place to go, to be the Sydney Swans. But could you do worse than the West Coast Eagles getting him over here if it's not going to cost you anything? Like, the guy can play.
I mean, it is a gamble because, you know, this year has been so rocky and the relationship with the club has been very sort of frayed.
Big time now.
And so you wonder whether he's mentally in the right place to play regardless. So you'd want to do your due diligence on that sort of thing. But yeah, as a freebie, the guy can play.
Yeah, certainly. I remember when he was over here with the COVID situation, he stayed a couple of weeks afterwards, so certainly he likes WA. And
where's he from originally?
Oh, that's a good point. He's a Victorian. He came out, he played for the under-18s for Victoria.
Yeah, right.
But I'm sure he has family all over the place, including Darwin, because after here, he was heading up to Darwin for a few weeks before they had to go home. But, he's an enormous talent. Hopefully he can...
Yeah, fingers crossed he can...
get the help he needs to be able to get back to the person he was, and certainly the athlete he is as a secondary point in time.
Yeah,
if he can help the Eagles, and if they can get him for free, that's not a bad call.
All right, we'll see what happens.
Shaun Sport is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.